Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another video. If you're wondering why my face is red, it's because I just ate Chipotle and I put way too much damn hot sauce on it. I am sweating, my face is red. Or I'm having an allergic reaction to something, I don't know. It's one of the two, but it's probably due to all the hot sauce that I just put on. I have a problem with putting way too much damn hot sauce on my food. I don't know why I'm so it's like an addiction. I like burning my mouth for some odd reason. Like, buffalo wings are like my favorite thing in the whole entire world. Anyways, so today I wanted to discuss and there's cameras on all these freaking lights, and I'm not sure if they're those like photo cameras. That's why I just slammed on my brakes. Okay, so I wanted to discuss a topic that this guy brought up on my YouTube comments, and he was saying that, well, this is the person that's pro-union, wants to make everyone a union driver. I know I kind of discussed it in the last video, but we're kind of going to discuss it again in a different way as well. Let's see. So basically what he said was, he said that my video that I made was, unless I have proof, it's just a theory, right? The video I made about the gig, or the protest, man, I can't speak today. The protest at Tony Juice House was fake, right? He said, unless you can prove this is fake, it's just a theory. So I actually went and I went on to the company that actually put on this whole entire protest. Of course, I did find out that it is not put on by Doordashers. Doordashers didn't just come together. It was put on by Action Network, which is an activist, it's basically an activist group where they basically protest for things like unions and stuff. And I wonder where they get their funding from. I have no idea, but you don't just get your money, or you don't just have money to put on this big, huge company without some kind of backing, right? There has to be some kind of money coming in, because you don't get paid to protest, right? Protests are something people typically do who are pissed off and who want more benefits or something like that. This wasn't an organic protest. It was put on by Action Network, who I have already reached out to hopefully get an interview with someone who works at Action Network to get down to the bottom of this, basically. Because I think it was put on by, I mean, we know because it says it was put on by this Action Network group, and they do, I don't know, I forget what it was called. It was a subpart basically about gig drivers. It's a California-based company who they put on activist protests and that kind of stuff. So, hopefully we get down to the bottom of this. But anyways, basically what he was saying was, most people are in the situation of having to drive for gig work because they lost everything during the pandemic. Now, I will say there probably was a very, very large amount of people who were put in this position because of the pandemic. But there's also a very large group of people who was doing this before the pandemic. In fact, I was doing this before the pandemic. I've been doing this since 2017, so I can tell you it's not just everyone was put in here because of the pandemic. In fact, I would probably say about 7, because it was already to the point where Doordash couldn't take on any more drivers before the pandemic. I had to wait almost an entire year for Doordash to even let me onto their platform. We know that it was already mostly full, right? So the percentage of people who came here from the pandemic, granted, I'm glad that everyone was able to, or everyone who is probably watching this channel is some kind of gig driver and was able to making a way of making extra money. But there also was a bunch of us who already wanted to be independent contractors, didn't want to be told what to do, when to do it, and that's why we were doing gig work in the first place. I would say a large portion, especially of my audience, because my channel's been around since like long before the pandemic even started, we just don't want to work for people, you know. So I'm gonna try to get some more statistics basically to see how many people actually came onto the platform. But we do know now that there is a lot more workers than there is work, and I don't want to take opportunities from everyone. I'd rather everyone be able to make a little bit of extra money, but if we do unionize this, there is going to be a gigantic cut in drivers. That's just a simple fact, because unions usually add 20 to 30% cost on top of what you would have to pay for like a normal person. Right now they're getting away with really, really cheap. Yes, we know. Doordash does not pay us very well at all. But they would have to restructure everything if they were to do it. I would be very interested to see. But there also is places like Pizza Hut and Domino's, and we all know how many, like, there's plenty of companies out there who already have their own delivery service. Those are employee jobs, and you could actually just go work for them, really, if you wanted to be a union worker or be a straight up employee and not have to deny crappy orders and all that stuff, and you could just go work for them. Like, those jobs are already available. Like, we don't need to try to force change onto DoorDash, because a lot of us actually love, like, the fact that I just logged in. I was at Chipotle. I just ate a whole bunch of food. And by the way, this is my new work right here. I will be working at Busch Gardens. I don't know. It's somewhere over here. I don't know where the roller coasters are, but there's roller coasters in there somewhere, and that's where I'll be performing for the next few months. So if you're in Tampa Bay, you want to see me perform, come through. Let me know. Also, guys, comment down below. Let me know, where are you guys dashing? Is anyone in freaking Tampa? Because I don't know anyone here. So I've been hanging out by myself for the last couple days. But what I wanted to kind of hammer in is, like, if you want to be an employee, there's plenty of jobs out there where you can be not a gig driver. You can be a driver and get paid an hourly rate, but you're gonna have to deliver to some sketchy places. Probably, you know, sketchy places. You're gonna have to deliver to shitty customers who probably won't tip you, but you're not gonna have a choice. You're just gonna be doing it because that's your job. And that's why a lot of us, because especially with technology, it makes these kinds of apps so much more logical, in my opinion. I don't like unions. I really don't like unions. I've worked for a union before. It wasn't cool. I mean, it was cool because, like, you had to take mandatory breaks and stuff, but as someone who's on the other side of a union, for example, when we set up our stage and we're, like, building sets and stuff at giant corporate theaters and stuff, or theme parks, another one, when you try to get anything done, that, like, by the time we start to actually get working, they're like, oh, union break. And because they're like unions, like, they don't actually, I mean, it's kind of a joke in the entertainment industry, but it's like, oh yeah, union workers will never get anything done because they're protected. They can suck ass at their job and keep having their job. Like, there's no, it's really hard for an employer to fire really shitty workers, especially in DoorDash's situation. Like, man, they're going to get rid of all the people that have bad reviews and all that kind of stuff, because if you have people that are working as employees and they're in the union, it's like basically impossible to get rid of them. Like, there's all these steps you need to take, and like, you have to write them up like 3 times, and like all kinds of other stupid things like this. I remember when I was working for the union, I only got written up 1 time, but I remember I had to be written up 3 times in order to get fired. And dude, I'm telling you right now, I was like the worst employee that they could have ever hired. I was not a good employee. I should have been fired. I was a freaking 16 or 17-year-old kid working at a grocery store, doing a horrible job. It was not good. I was probably coming in high all the time, and like, they couldn't get rid of me. Man, it's really hard to find this place that I'm looking for. The numbers are so small in this place. I'm looking for building 13. But anyways, like I'm saying, you can't get for example, I was just eating at Chipotle. I logged in. I was like, eventually I'll get a Chipotle order. I got a Chipotle order. Now I'm delivering so much Chipotle. As convenient as it could possibly get. I think as long as you know what you're doing and you're taking full advantage of the situation that you're given and the opportunity that you are given to basically make money and log in whenever you want. Like, I've done 2 orders today, and they were exactly on the way that I was going anyways. That would not happen. Like, I just don't like the idea of shutting my brain off and just do what someone says. That's why I will never work for someone else again, and that's why I enjoy these kinds of gig jobs. Because you can just work whenever you want, you know? So much freedom. Like, I don't know, I just love the freedom. It boggles my mind that people don't want freedom. It's like, finally building 13. Alright. Jesus. Took forever to find this place. Alright, I will be right back. Then we'll discuss this some more. Alright. Just dropped off the order. He actually told me that usually about 1 out of 3 drivers can't find the place. Not gonna lie, it's not that hard to find the place, but you do have to drive around the entire apartment complex, which is a really, really big apartment complex. Man, I've been getting orders like crazy. This Tampa place is freaking busy. Super busy, but you know when it would be less busy? If everyone was if everyone was an employee and they had to pay like twice as much for their food. Because they would, you know? And yeah, I don't know. Like, how would it work if like the customer wasn't responding or something, or like you couldn't find the place, or like what would you do with the food? I don't know. I guess we could just ask Pizza Hut. That's basically what it would be. I don't know. So comment down below. Why do you guys do this? How long have you been dashing? Did you start dashing because of the pandemic and you lost your job, or did you start dashing before that because you wanted to have a lucrative way of making money? Let me know in the comments down below. Yeah, obviously I started in the end of 2017. I started doing Postmates initially, and then I got onto Doordash in 2019 at the very beginning of the year. And once I started doing Doordash, it was like, well, Postmates sucks. I do want to get on Instacart, though, I gotta be honest. But anyway, so I kind of wanted to give you guys some like tips and stuff on how to. Another comment, he says, who doesn't want to be financially freedom and independence from the man? Well, I'll tell you what, guys. If that's what you want to do, is be financially free and independent from the man, this is the right channel for you guys. This is the right channel, because that's what I try to talk about every single day. So how are you going to, first of all, write down what are your goals, and like whatever your goal is or whatever your dream is, be realistic with yourself. How hard is it going to be to get there? And are you willing to put in the time and effort that it takes to get there? Because a lot of people, like for example, I want to have the biggest footwear company in the world. I want to take on Nike. That is going to be a lot of work. Like, let's be honest. That's going to be a lot of work. I got to be very strategic. I got to learn a lot of stuff. Probably got to go to way more of those business conferences that I went to. Oh man, that's a lot of work, but I'm going to get there, I'm telling you right now. I think of, I don't know, as someone who's coming to a career end with professional athletics, like I've been a pro athlete for about 12 or 13 years now. Like, this is kind of my way of like keeping my sanity while not, I don't know, because being a pro athlete is very like rewarding, it's very fun, but a lot of people struggle to find something to do when they retire from, especially like, for example, you see a lot of UFC fighters struggle and like just not be able to, they don't know what to do with themselves after they're done fighting. So I feel like this is kind of my way to figure out what I want to do, and like, I think I already figured out what I want to do, but it's kind of like my way of keeping my sanity while like having this big, it's a very long journey. And I feel like if you don't have something planned, you don't have like a long journey, you're probably going to struggle with like some depression. Or if you don't have a goal or something that you're striving for and trying to move towards every single day, like a big goal, then it's going to be, it's hard. So again, like, I'm always trying to open doors and like create or give you guys ideas on ways to do it. You know, I mean, I have 3 businesses, so I feel like you guys can figure out one business, or even if you're not, maybe you're not an entrepreneur, maybe you're an intrapreneur, someone who actually just moves into a business. Oh my God, I was looking the wrong way this whole time. There's the theme park that I'm working at. Looks like they got some pretty cool roller coasters too. So anyways, I'm just saying there's plenty of opportunity out there. You just got to be creative, read some books, and just try to better yourself and better your mind, because the more knowledge you have, the easier life is going to be in the future. So anyways, that being said, guys, if you guys enjoy these videos at all, please consider subscribing to the channel, and also smash that like button for me. It greatly helps out my channel. If you haven't yet, check out my footwear company at offaccessathletics.com. Use discount code TannersYouTube. You get yourself some shoes for like 65% off, just because I love my YouTube fam and I want you guys wearing my shoes. Anyways, we'll see you guys in the next one. Thanks for watching. Peace.